What is going on, everybody? My name is Jay. This is Unplayable, and today something awesome has happened. Let's chat about it. All right, if you know anything about me, you know my boy Mace Windu has entered the chat. I am a huge fan of Mace Windu as a character, both in previous games like Star Wars Destiny, but just in general in the lore since I was a kid. So I am extremely hyped to finally get Mace Windu into Star Wars Unlimited. Now, if you watched our spoiler recap, I didn't get to participate. I was busy and the boys didn't want to wait. And guess what? I haven't ever been so disappointed in the boys before. They most certainly did not bring forth their inner Jay, because they would have been all hype about this character, and all I heard was them talking trash. Now shame on them. All right, so what we're gonna do in this video, I'm gonna show you the Mace Windu character, and then I'm gonna live deck build the deck idea that I want to do for Mace Windu. Now, I know the whole set's not out. Listen to me. I know the whole set's not out. That's okay. We can buy into hype sometimes. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy when something exciting happens. I'm not gonna do this for every character. I'm not gonna do this every set, doing stuff before the set comes out, or at least until we've seen the majority of the set. That's not gonna happen all the time. But I am so excited for Mace Windu, I just couldn't help myself. So I'm gonna do a deck build, and we're gonna see what we come up with. Taking a look at Mace Windu, he is a red hero. He has an action: pay 1, exhaust him, deal 1 damage to a damaged enemy unit. Then, if it has 5 or more damage on it, deal 1 damage to it. So you can kind of pay 1 to deal 2 to a damaged unit. He flips on 7, and when he flips, he becomes a 5/8 with the ability, when deployed, deal 2 damage to each damaged enemy unit. He's also Force, Jedi, and Republic, so he can synergize with all 3 of those things, which is great to see. My current idea is I'm gonna go green. So let's go ahead and head on over to the deck builder. I wanna go green because I wanna ramp and try to get Mace Windu out as soon as possible. I wanna get this kind of mini board wipe style ability flip as early as I can, so that I can kind of try to level and get past that curve of aggro decks or mid-range decks that are dealing damage to us. Try to get past that hump and defeat as many things as I can when I flip. So obviously we're gonna be a more control style deck. I'm gonna wanna have a 30 health base so I stay healthy. Now ECL is super tempting. It's a great card, and arguably it works better in this deck than some. But I'm gonna stick with trying to just do 30 HP for now. And in the future, if I feel like there are things worth ECLing, then I'll go with the 25. But for now, we're gonna go with the 30. Now we wanna ramp. I think that's gonna be the most critical thing for this deck. So I have a couple ideas here. Number 1, we're gonna go ahead and get some ramp cards. We are going to grab the 2-cost hero. Obviously we're gonna play Battlefield Marine. That's just happening. I don't even need to think about it. We're gonna grab the Battlefield Marines while you're here. All right, it's a 2-cost Spark of Hope. We're grabbing 3 of these bad boys, because we're gonna be wanting to use our characters to defeat their characters anyway, so that we can get the damage on them, or just by trying to control the board. So Spark of Hope is definitely going in here because we want easy ways to ramp, and a 2-cost is an easy way to ramp. Now, the second reason I'm playing Spark of Hope instead of doing 3 resupplies is what I think is one of the most underrated cards in the game right now: Frontline Shuttle. Now, Frontline Shuttle says, action: defeat this unit, attack with the unit even if it's exhausted. If it can't attack bases for this attack. You can use this ability to defeat it, and then use Spark of Hope to bring it back as a resource. And that is such a cool combo. And you know me, number 1, I'm a combo player, but also everything I do with Mace Windu is gonna be a combo deck. So throwing in 3 Frontline Shuttle, 3 Spark of Hope for this sweet little combo ditty we got here. Now, do we want more ramp? Just to be able to guarantee we get Mace Windu out at least a turn early? I'm gonna say yes. So we're gonna go with price on your head. I'm gonna throw in 2 price on your head. We're already gonna be trying to defeat units, and by the chance that we have a price on the head on your head on a character or a unit, when we flip Mace Windu, we then defeat the unit by flipping, and then we also get another resource that way. So we're gonna put in 2 price on your head. 5 ramp cards seems like probably enough, because realistically we only care about getting 1 to trigger so we can flip Mace on 6 instead of 7. What else do we want in this deck? We want some characters that have restore. I think restore is going to be pretty impactful. We also want to have damage dealing cards. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab all the damage dealing events, and I'm gonna do one-ofs, and then we can go through and decide which ones we want to put in here. So we're gonna put Daring Raid, we're gonna put Force Throw Diddy, 1 Carabast. I don't think that will be one. I don't think that one's gonna make the cut, but we're gonna put it in there. We can put Detention Block Rescue. Sure, why not? Let's put one of those in there. Open Fire, that's definitely gonna make the cut. Strike True, probably not gonna make the cut. Bombing Run, I feel like we're missing one. Okay, so I just realized that Twilight of the Republic isn't selected to show up in the list, so we're gonna go ahead and select that and go back through for events, because I know Bloodsport is one that's definitely gonna make this deck. Grenade Strike is a big one. Synchronized Strike seems decent. Okay, so now we got all the damage dealing cards. So first of all, we're gonna go ahead and say we're putting 3 Grenade Strikes in the deck. We are going to have 3 Spark of Hope in the deck. We are gonna have 3 Blood Sports, 3 Open Fires, and we'll try 2 Bombing Runs. Bombing Run seems like it works really good in this deck, and I think the idea of having Bombing Run plus Blood Sport is pretty interesting to see how control-y that it can actually feel, especially with the Mace Windu flip. So we're gonna do that. Strike True, I don't think makes the list. Detention Block Rescue probably also doesn't make the list, although it could be a sideboard card. Force Throw I think is super interesting. If we add a lot of force units, then I think Force Throw is actually worth playing. So I'm gonna put it in the sideboard for now and see if later on it works. Daring Raid, I know we're not gonna do Carabast. We have so many events already. Let's put Daring Raid in the sideboard. Synchronized Strike, 2 cost, deal damage to an enemy unit equal a number of units you control in this arena. I don't think we're gonna be doing that. So I think we're gonna leave Synchronized Strike out. So we're already at 14 events. That's like a critical mass of events you kind of really want to have. So we may not be doing any more events for now. But let's go ahead and start taking a look. Oh, well, it's not a Mace Windu deck without Mace Windu's lightsaber. 3 of those bad boys. 3 of those bad boys. Especially if late in the game you flip Mace and you can just like chuck 2 lightsabers on him and draw 4 cards. Like obviously you don't get to have both out at the same time, but like the card draw 2 for 2 is pretty good. Maybe we go down to 2. Maybe 2's enough, especially with how many events we have in the deck. So now we're gonna have to go and look at what units we're gonna want. So we already have the Battlefield Marine and the Frontline Shuttle. Now we're gonna need some units that have, Restore and other synergistic abilities. We don't really care about Spec Force Soldier. I mean, R2-D2 is pretty good. We could do the R2 3PO plan and just draw tons of cards plus the Mace Windu's lightsaber and just have insane card draw. I wouldn't mind having some amount. Oh, I think Gray Squadron Y-Wing is pretty interesting because either you're going to deal damage to their base or they're going to deal it to one of their units that you can then use Mace Windu's ability. So let's try the Gray Squadron Y-Wing and see how it feels. It might be bad, but we'll see. Let's see here. Admiral Akbar is an interesting choice that we could try because he does deal damage and he has restore to try and kind of, we do want to try and get to some of these top end pieces. So like, let's look, we want to try to get to Crate Dragon. We might put like 2 Crate Dragons in the deck. We might put a couple Reinforcement Walkers in the deck or 1 Home 1. Like this is a sick top end. So if we can get to this, it feels like we can do some silly things. We definitely want to play Mace Windu. Let's throw 2 Mace Windus in there. It's not a Mace Windu deck without Mace Windu. Wrecker is good. Kit Fisto. On attack, you may deal 3 damage to a ground unit, but you have to have Coordinate. But he is a 6 with 7/6. Having Kit Fisto and Wrecker is just kind of sick. Huh. He is a force unit, but I don't know if we have enough force units to try and go for the strategy of force throw. Choose a card in the discard pile, put it in play as a resource if it shares a name with the unit you control. That's oh, we definitely playing 3 pose. Definitely playing 3 pose without question. IG-11 is interesting. On attack, deal 3 damage to a damaged ground unit. Anakin Skywalker. On attack, draw a card. Maybe we can do like Shock T plus, I don't know, like it would be cool to have like Shock T, Anakin, Kit Fisto, and have all these Force Jedi and be able to play Force Throw. But Shock T's ability doesn't really synergize with what we're trying to do here, so I don't think we can do it. Heavy seems cool. We can throw a couple heavy in there. 4 cost 4/4 that could possibly have raid 2, but he deals the damage to each enemy ground unit, so we can try and trigger his ability. I think K2 is pretty good to be able to discard card from your opponent as a control deck. That's interesting. We definitely want to have units, so like Overwhelm, Readies, heals. We want to have units, and then like Poe has the discard. We want to have units that we can use the frontline shuttle on. So I think having good on attacks is going to be pretty impactful for us. We do want to have some sentinels. We don't have any sentinels yet. Jesse, he's a 3 cost 4/4. An opponent creates 2. I you know what? With Bombing Run plus Bloodsport, I'm gonna try Jesse. I'm gonna give it a go. Why not? Why not try it? You know what I mean? Let's see what happens. Red 3 is probably a good space unit. How many non-heroic cards do we have? We have a decent amount, so we're not gonna do that. We do need maybe a little bit more space. How many cards we got? 45. We can fit 5 more cards in the deck. We have like no bottom, like we have like no low cost cards. So let's grab some low cost cards. The Sundari Peacekeeper seems pretty good. Having a tech seems good. We need more 2 costs. Sabine is just generically good. The A-Wing is just decent. Like just good. Okay. So we have a lot of cards here. We gotta move. I guess we need to get to 60 anyway. So we don't have that many force units, so we're gonna get rid of that. We're not gonna do the detention block rescue. We have to move 8 cards to our sideboard here. So I guess we could sideboard 1 Jesse just in case we're going up against a big exploit deck. We probably don't want to ever play him. Tech could probably sideboard just to come in against other control-y decks. Maybe we move 1 Bloodsport to the sideboard and 5 more cards, huh? What do we got here? We have 5. We could probably like just move all the A-Wings to the sideboard, and then we only need to move 2 more. 2. Let's move a Crate Dragon to the sideboard, and let's move a Mace Windu to the sideboard, because I don't know what else. Obviously, this is just a very quick little deck build, and then we need 1 more card for the sideboard. Let's just do 2 Crate Dragons in the sideboard. There we go. Now we've got 10 sideboard and 10 and 50 cards. Let's save this and take a look. So there you have it. There's my Mace Windu deck. It's obviously not optimized. I haven't even play tested it yet or refined it, but this is the general idea that I'm going for. I think Mace Windu can be a potentially sweet control deck that gets to the late game with big hitters, that uses frontline shuttle to control the board extra, also get through extra damage with pose ability or Wrecker's Overwhelm, or readying Mace Windu, or healing with Reinforcement Walker, or the Crate Dragon's Overwhelm. I think this is a sweet deck. I really like the premise here, and I'm gonna give it a go, and I'll report back and let you guys know what I find out. But that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.